need to prepare ourselves. You might have the food, water, gold, and silver, but ask yourself, are you truly prepared? That's why you need to visit MaineMilitary.com. MaineMilitary.com carries everything you need. Gas masks, fire starter kits, high-capacity magazines, chemical suits, military surplus items, and much more. Do you own a firearm? MaineMilitary.com has a large selection of pistols and rifles suited for your needs. Are your local stores sold out of ammunition? Call or visit them today for prices on hard-to-find ammo and bulk ammo orders. You don't need to worry about having a military surplus store in your area because MaineMilitary.com is the only store you'll ever need, all from the comfort of your computer. Visit them online today at MaineMilitary.com. That's Maine, like the state, military.com.
Join Mark and Don for Weapons Wednesday, where you'll learn how to use everything from your bare hands to your average AR-15.
The 12 gauge autoloader.
Sure.
The 45 long slide.
Yep.
With laser sighting.
You betcha.
The Uzi 9mm.
Yes, sir.
Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
What are you, crazy?
Wrong.
Okay. They'll talk about that too. So whatever question you have about whatever weapon you have, call Mark and Don on Weapons Wednesday. And remember, your mind is your first best weapon.
Liberty's Guardian, Guns and Ammunition, a family-owned business located in the heart of Ohio's hunting country. Let us help you find the right shotgun or rifle for you. Or if you're looking for a pistol or concealed carry, we have a nice selection of compact and subcompact pistols for that too. Check out our website at www.libertiesguardian.com. That website again is www.libertiesguardian.com. Go to the website and check out our selection today.
I had a dream the other night that, well, I didn't understand. A figure walked in through the mist with a flintlock in his hand. His clothes were torn and dirty as he stood there by my bed. He took off his three-cornered hat, and speaking low to me, he said, "We fought a revolution to secure our liberty. We wrote the Constitution as a shield from tyranny. For future generations, this legacy we gave. In this, the land of the free and home of the brave. The freedoms we secured for you, we'd hoped you to always keep. But tyrants labored endlessly while your parents were asleep. Your freedom's gone, your courage lost, you're no longer a slave. This is the land of the free and home of the brave. You buy permits to travel and permits to own a gun, permits to start a business or to build a place for one. On land that you believe you own, you pay a yearly rent, although you have no voice in saying how the money's spent. Your children must attend a school that doesn't educate, and your Christian values can't be taught according to the state. You read about the current news in a regulated press, and you pay a tax you do not owe to please the IRS. Your money is no longer made of silver nor of gold. You trade your wealth for paper, so your life can be controlled. You pay for crimes that make our nation turn from God and shame. You've taken Satan's number. You've traded in your name. You've given government control to those who do you harm, so they can burn down churches and seize the family farm, and keep our country deep in debt, put men of God in jail, harass your fellow countrymen while corrupted courts prevail. Public servants have no solid homes they support. Children will be born. Your leaders send artillery and guns to foreign shores and send your sons to slaughter fighting other people's wars. Can you regain the freedoms for which we fought and died? Or don't you have the courage or the faith to stand with pride? And are there no more values for which you'll fight to save? Or do you wish your children to live in fear, be a slave? O sons of the Republic, arise, take a stand, defend the Constitution, the supreme law of the land. Preserve our great republic and each God-given right. Pray to God to keep the torch of freedom burning bright. As I awoke, he'd vanished in the mist from whence he came. His words were true. We are not free. have ourselves to blame. For even now as tyrants trample each God-given right, we only watch and tremble, too afraid to stand and fight. If he stood by your bedside to dream while you were asleep and wondered what remains of the freedoms he'd fought to keep, what would be your answer if he called out from the grave? Is this still the land of the free and home of the brave? God bless you, and God bless this republic.
One, two, three.
Whoa, can you hear me, Mark?
There we go.
Were you able to hear the visitor from the past?
I could hear visitor from the past, but I couldn't unmute.
Okay. I don't know what was going on there. We
Okay,
had somebody
well,
else making noise in the background, too, and I muted that up.
Right, we are up. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Evening Intelligence Report. I'm Mark Cornke. One day closer to victory for all of our brothers and sisters, both on and behind the lines in occupied territories, southwest, east, north, and southwest. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to us on...
Hold on a second, Dad. Something weird just happened with the conference line. I gotta do this.
The recording has started. All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
It's like everything just flipped and reset just after you were telling me you couldn't unmute yourself.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, we're good. I think that took care of everything.
And you are listening to us on Libertytreeradio.4mg.com, AM and FM micro stations, AM and FM conventional stations, YouTube, live stream over at Liberty Tree Radio on YouTube, live stream, and we have an archive there, so you can go to Liberty Tree Radio, top of our page there. You'll notice there's an ongoing scroll with the programming from Liberty Tree Radio, including the Intel Report and other programs. So, guys, check it out. And we're also on UltraNet, Hallmark and Golden Spike Technologies, east and west of the Mississippi, along with Alaska. It is Wednesday. It is the 15th of July. It is the 12th year of Open Fabian Socialist and Soviet Socialist Occupation of America with a K. 2020 Old Earth calendar, 2020 year of the Dance of Swords. There's no way to get out of it. It's finished. It's just a matter of when. Now it's not the if part. It's just a matter of what it is that we'll have to move into to deal with the problem and get into the physical actions that are necessary. It is 8:06 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, by the way. And a music request, this is one we haven't played in a while. So Ed, Al Stewart, off of the Russians and Americans album, Rumors of War. Al Stewart, Rumors of War. Kick it in whenever you get it set up there, and we'll step back and listen in for 5 minutes and 26 seconds. Al Stewart, Year of the Cat, might recall those classics from, they're classics. They were, present rock back in the 70s. And really great music, very, very well engineered. Guys, it's the engineers that make the music as much as anything. Whoever it is that knows how to tweak the board, knows how to make the singer and whatever it is that's around him sound phenomenal. And Al Stewart's engineers, some of the guys overlap from actually the Beatles and a few others. There are a lot of Gattervators that moved back and forth in the industry. And Al Stewart's first album, especially Year of the Cat, was phenomenally engineered. So much so that it would stop people in their tracks when they were, hearing the songs that came off the album, especially the title track. We'll be right back. Again, Al Stewart, Rumors of War.
We met on the beach amid rumors of war. Your head in your hand, what you saw you won't say. As the newspapers blew in the wind, I can see you're one of that kind who carry around a time bomb in their mind. No one knows when you'll slip the pin. Rumors of war. Rumors of war. I see that your dress is torn at the edge. You are lost, intense, like a man on a ledge, waiting to jump as the waves break over the shore. You say there's a storm that can't be delayed, and lately it seems to be coming this way. You can hear it break like the slam of a door. Rumors of war. Rumors of war. You tell me, just look all around at the past and the present, the cross and the crescent, the signs and the planets are lining up like before. There are souls on fire in the day and the night, on the left and the right, in the black and the white. You can see it burn in the eyes of the rich and the poor. Rumors of war. Rumors of war. Rumors of war. Rumors of war.
Al Stewart, Rumors of War. And again, everybody, throw that into your music mix for your driving at night, especially if you're like me, the late crowd. We run 24 hours nonstop. We're on the road. Get that road opened up with the coronavirus BS all out there. Oh, man, there's nobody on the road. You're out there, the pavement's as slick as a baby's butt. Just clean, no bump, 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 like you have in Michigan highways. And you got the right music tracks in there. Pretty cool, dudes. Time goes by, and so do the miles. Rumors of War by Al Stewart. If you paid attention to the lyrics, yep. So, I want to say, by the way, Kentucky got your message. Appreciate that. Also to Jocelyn, and also to Bernadette. You guys sent follow-up information based on what we were talking about with the SKS rifle. And one of the reasons I brought up the SKS is it's been a standby. It is a very reliable arm. It is a beautiful firearm to carry. It is a simple firearm to maintain and operate, and especially for a quick fix, putting it in the hands of a bunch of troops that you got to move them, point them in one direction, and put a bullet on a target. Or if you're trying to arm up and you don't have as much money and you still need a semi-automatic weapon, the SKS with a 10-round mag, you don't need to change anything up. I wouldn't at this time because there's a reason. Number one, you need all the money you can to buy ammo. Buy more ammo, buy more ammo, buy more ammo. I don't care who you are right now. Buy more food, buy more ammo. Both are weapons. Government will use both of them on you. They will either starve you or they will shoot you. Try to. Now, if you got guns, you kill them first, and you kill every bastard that's with the ones trying to kill you until they're all gone. Every last one, you hunt every one of them down. If they came and if they ride out to come to mess with us, they all went along for the ride. They aren't going back for the trip and return. Let nothing but a rumor of their destruction return to where they came from. Hits count, misses don't. Okay? Real quick, we were talking about the SKS for a reason. The average AR is running 550, 600, 700, 800, who knows right now. The kits I told you to buy a couple months ago that were $250 and $260, and just around $300 when they hovered to the higher end, are now almost $600 at Palmetto State Armory, if not $600 at Palmetto State Armory. Okay, same place, just how many weeks later. Ammunition in most of the primary calibers have gone up. 7.62 by 39 is pretty well staying where it's been and hovering at a reasonable price for the moment by about a good 10-20% less than the other ammunitions you'd be looking at. So if you were looking at a quick solution, quick fix, the SKS carbine with a standard 10-round mag, folding bayonet in place, cleaning rod underneath the barrel, cleaning kit in the buttstock, congratulations, a self-contained weapon system ready to roll. Now, how well it performs is the operator. It's not the gun itself. It's nice if it's mechanically sound. Needless to say, we need to point that out. But bottom line is it's the operator. It's the person with the eye alignment to the sights that puts it on the target and hits first shot, first round, every time, first round, every time, change target. See how that works? That should be your goal. That should be the goal. Now, you can buy bolt-action rifles for less than $350. I've already pointed that out. Be quite honest, for a lot of you, if you for whatever reason don't really think you want to go the SKS, go get one of these Axis or one of the Remingtons for about $250 right now with a scope on it. $300 at the upper end, but still with a scope, 3 to 9 power variable, ready to roll. There you go. And a brand new rifle, and you can get, I do it in .6 because you can use 308 and 30-06, but you can't use 30-06 and 308. In a crisis. If you don't know about that, read up a little bit about it. You'll learn more, okay? So you want the .6 right now. When the .6s are all gone, then you go to the 308s. There's going to be lots of 7.62 by 51 NATO. In fact, there still is right now, okay? However, it's a quick solution. If you go over to www.Palmetto State Armory, not the only ones, but they're the ones that seem to have them consistently still, and that's SKS is available. And Palmetto State Armory mostly does AR-15s, but they do have SKSs in stock. Probably the reason they're still there is because most people really, I don't think, expected to find them with the AR company, but it is a regular FFL. They do have the products in stock right now. At least they did. We'll find out in a minute here, because it's an hour or two later. They could be gone by now. They still show that you can still add them to the cart. The cheaper ones that were crack stock, they're gone. And I wouldn't have a problem with those. I'd go buy a polymer if you're worried about it. But I'd grab those if they were cheaper by $100, but they're not available. They're gone. People already did that. So for $350, you got a decent rifle, 20-inch barrel, self-contained, bayonet folds, magazine is locked to the gun. You can't lose it. Carries 10 rounds. But the buttstock has the cleaning kit in it, and the weapon has standard iron sights. It is a real simple weapon to maintain, easy to disassemble, easy to reassemble. All very user-friendly. You go to Palmetto. When you get to PalmettoStateArmory.com, 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 Chinese Type 56 SKS 7.62x39 military surplus rifle with spiker bayonet. I don't know why they put that R there. Chinese Type 56 SKS 7.62x39 military surplus rifle with spiker bayonet, $350. Service grade standard, okay, typical for what we've seen coming from, Vietnam, Africa, China for, the last 30 years. So very, very much a useful firearm. Okay, so there's the rifle. Now I need ammunition, so I'm going to go from Palmetto State Armory over to the first choice price-wise, which would be, in this case, I know we've had other options. You can search and find other options for ammunition. But real quick here, you can go to www.midwestordnance.com. Oh, forgive me, that Midwest. No, come on, Mark. No, that's not who I want. Sorry about that. I'm losing it, is what's happening here, even as I'm trying to pull it back up. Don't worry, I got it here from another direction, though, too. And oh, they might be out. No, they can't be out. I don't believe they are. Somebody just said, well, I just checked. Looks like they're out. Hold on a second. We're looking and trying to bring it up at the same time, see if it's going to make sense to do so. Well, they may or they may not. We'll find out. Again, good point. Midway. Sorry about that. Did I say Midway? I'm sorry. Midway.usa.com. Slight mark in the microphone. Why did I do that? Good question, because I've been busy up to my eyeballs. MidwayUSA.com. They have the Tula ammunition, the tall ammo in stock, in 7.62x39 for the best price. Basically, with shipping, it'll come to about $270 for a case. So about $30 cheaper than UN ammo would be, which will be the next choice. The Tulamo or Tula ammo, $249.99 for a case of 1,000 rounds of 122 grain full metal jacket, bimetal, steel case, Berdam primed, battlefield ammo, works just fine, worked beautifully in that SKS. $250, $30 shipping for the ammo, for a total of $270. So $280, forgive me. Yeah, I did that again. Anyway, we'll figure on that. Still, you're saving money. Whichever way you go, ball ammo is what you want. There are a number of different options. So there is ammunition available. Now, if you're looking at buying the SKS, I would buy the ammo right now. Even though you got to go through an FFL for the SKS and you want to get on that right away. But I'd be buying the ammunition now. Because as it is, sooner you have it in hand, the sooner you know that you're at least at a certain level of preparedness with the rifle itself. There are a number of other little trinket items that are available all through the systems, firing pins, extractors. You can still get replacement stock, so I wouldn't change the stock even. I'd leave it just the way it is for the time being. Most important is you get the rifle. It's self-contained. That's what I love about this. It's a semi-auto. It's self-contained. There are other post-World War II guns that are comparable in terms of for limitation of rounds, 10-round magazines, but they're about $1,000 to $1,200 a piece now. The Hakims used to be, and I bought them for $69 a piece. They're now up around $1,200. Lower end is $900, upper end $1,200. That's a surplus battle rifle at 8mm that has a 10-shot magazine. No, I don't recommend it. Now, another one, FAMAS rifle, the Moss rifle, Type 56, beautiful rifle. Okay, we got bunches of them here. They're all in one unit. We all bought a bunch of them when they were cheap for under $100. Everybody liked them. We played with them, but the logic was it's a unique weapon, so we gave them to one militia unit here, and they have all of them, the Moss rifles, in one lump, in 7.5 French and in 7.62 NATO. Okay, we have them in both. Again, those run $900 to $1,200 a piece. So again, I don't recommend them. But the SKS is $350. It's not in a main battle rifle cartridge. It is in a light rifle cartridge, 7.62 by 39, but it'll get the job done. Now, the next thing we need are stripper clips, and we've already gone through this. I'm just doing the short version. I went to MidwayUSA.com, MidwayUSA.com for the Tola ammo, or Tool ammo, take your pick. And that was $250 plus there is shipping. You'll figure that out when you buy it. Next, we need stripper clips. We're going to go over to JG Sales. Now, we're kind of jumping around the country here because we went from Palmetto State Armory for the rifle. We went to Midway USA for some ammo. We're now going to go to www.jgsales out of Arizona. That's www.jgsales.com. www.jgsales.com. jgsales.com. When you get there, punch in SKS stripper clips. And for the search, we should find it pretty quick here. Yep, go right to it. SKS 7.62 by 39, 10-round stripper clips. 20-count pack, steel, new issue for $9.95. Look around. You might find a better price. But right now, I can go to 4 locations. I can get the rifle at PalmettoStateArmory.com, an SKS carbine, they're calling them rifles now. They've dropped the carbine, and they shouldn't. It was proper nomenclature. It is the SKS carbine. But SKS rifle, $350. Ammunition, $250 plus shipping. We're going to ammo at MidwestUSA.com, and then we're going to JG Sales for the stripper clips, because they don't have stripper clips on the ammunition typically. There was some Hungarian and Romanian stuff that came in. It's already long gone. That came on the stripper clips. If you run into it, grab it if it's a reasonable price. Anyway, SKS 7.62 by 39 10-round stripper clips. That is at jgsales.com, jgsales.com, www.jgsales.com. In addition to the stripper clips, if you go over to the left side of the page for JG Sales, second line down is accessories and range gear. Tap that. When you do, over in the far bottom right corner, it says surplus. Tap that. That'll take you over to the items they have that are surplus. Most of them you're not going to be interested in, but you will notice military surplus, SKS, and AK cleaning kit for buttstock, used, $3.95. It's gone up a little bit. They were $1 a piece if you bought a pile of them. Now they're a flat rate of $3.95, but that is the correct clean kit that goes in the buttstock. So if those SKSs do not have the buttstock cleaning kit, this is the little bullet system that goes in there. You just push it in, little goes past the trap door, and the spring retains it, so it shuts the little trap door to make sure that it can't bounce out. Works perfectly. It's a flawless idea. Very, 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 very simple. Very user-friendly. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Advantage of the SKS. 20-inch barrel, good range. You're going to get all the energy out of that 7.62 by 39 that you want. In addition, 10-round fixed magazine, can't lose it. New shooters or a lot of people are going to drop mags and they're going to lose them. It's just that simple. As a self-contained rifle, it makes a great cache gun. You put it somewhere, you pull it out of the box, wipe it down, clean it up, and load it, and it's boom, it's going. Big plus. And you can't lose the mag. Now, granted, you can switch out, and there are duckbill quick-release mags that you can buy. If you've already done that, buy more mags. That your focus should be buy more mags. However, if you get any more SKSs, I recommend leaving them in the 10-round configuration, and that way you can prioritize your volume mags for the rest of your weapons that you do have that are already switched over, and you complement the inventory. Okay, that's how it works. It's very, very, very simple and straightforward. The SKS is very user-friendly. Right off the bat, if you're serious about the weapon, if you want to find out more, go over to YouTube and start punching in SKS carbine and look at all the videos on how to use it. Ignore the idiot sticks making stupid comments about the gun, especially deriding the gun. They're usually promoting some other weapon system. They are trying to sell something, and they are going to flap their yap, and a lot of the times it's really obvious. I mean, it really is. It's to the point where, like, some of these operators, well, they're not even operators. They're just simply flim-flam operators, flim-flam salesmen that are trying to push some of their product. And so they go out and they deride everything else. Dump that. If you're looking for a weapon, you already have the SKS. Number one, you need people who are interested in the SKS, are trying to get it to perform, and have been able to do so. You're not looking for the naysayer. The naysayer is useless to you right now. In any weapon, I don't care what it is. If you've got it, you may have to use it right now. And if you have to use it right now, it would probably be better to be paying attention to people who have shown you how to make it work right now, rather than the piss-willy going, well, I don't like the color of the stock, and they could have done the bump please on the grip better, and they did this, and I don't like the looks of it. I talked to 25 other people who were all like, totally ignorant of the gun, and then they all didn't like the looks of it either. They didn't like the looks. It just didn't look pretty. It wasn't, chic techno. Blah, 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 blah. Ignore those idiots. What you're got to be focusing on is, okay, we got it. We're going to make it work. We're going to hand a bunch of them out. How do we do that? How does it work, and how can we make it work best? Okay? The only debate is the thing about the mags, and right now, save your money for ammunition. You're better off with that fully functional SKS coming out of the box the way it is for now, and buying more ammo. All of you, no matter what you've got, more ammo. We're going to war. We're going to need every round we can get our hands on. Whatever's out there that's left, you're paying more for most of it. The 7.62x39 hasn't gone up in any crazy way. So the good thing is that we're actually pretty stable with that right now. So I'm not complaining. But there are a lot of other items that we are, you're almost paying twice as much as you were only, a month and a half ago? Or a month ago? Yeah, we know what's going on. So this is where we're looking for a solution. SKS Carbine, PalmettoStateArmory.com, www.PalmettoStateArmory.com, PalmettoStateArmory.com. They have SKSs for $350. If you can find a better price out there, you see anybody else is mapping them out for $300 or $295 or $285, hey, every dollar counts. As long as, again, the shipping doesn't crunch it right back up to where the others are, because that's one of the things to remember is that people play games with the numbers, and they know full well that they're playing games. They're fiddle-farting with the math, okay? It's done all the time in the industry, in any industry. We know this. The next thing is, again, ammunition. There are a number of locations, and the two that, of course, for sure have some ammunition are Midway USA. I got Midwest in my mind. Midway USA, and then the other is unammo.com. unammo.com. They've got the Tula ammo, 122 grain. Difference is about $20 to $30 in price, depending on shipping. The better price for the moment, with the shipping included, is still over at midwayusa.com. Midwayusa.com. UN ammo would be the next choice. If Midway's run out, go over to UN. If UN's run out, go over to Midway. Take your pick, whichever you want to float with right now. Maybe you're out in Arizona, you can drive over. If you can drive over and pick the ammo up, the ammo is the same price. You save the shipping. If you're in Arizona and you can go over and drive to unammo.com, you might probably buy some other junk anyway. But at the very least, you can pick your SKS ammunition or AK ammo up right there, boom, done. The ball ammo is your first choice. Until the ball ammo runs out, I recommend you stick with the ball ammunition for your first purchasing and for anybody that you have to teach to use a weapon. Yeah, that's what the weapons were, they're military arms. That's what they were designed for, ball ammo. And because of that, you're going to get consistency. You're going to find that it's less likely there's going to be a malfunction or something because of interaction with the bullet during the feed cycle. And that is a good thing, okay? Anyway, now I want to switch to something else, and this is another one. Attention, attention, attention. Attention, attention, attention for all of our friends out there. Over at Sportsman's Guide, no, they don't advertise with us, but over at Sportsman's Guide, they have a today-only shooting flash sale. Now, listen up, because you still got time to do this. If you have an AR, well, Mark, you just said ARs are expensive. Of course they are. And you probably still have some, right? Okay, now, with that being the case, looking for cheap AR-15, especially to put in your drop bags, your dump bag. Thermold AR-15 magazine, 5.56 NATO, 223 Remington, 30 round, nothing to write home about. Thermolds are ugly. Well, at least that's what everybody says. They're just plastic mags like everybody else, but they're not probably the same price. $809 per mag for Thermold. Thermolds work. They really do. Now, if you put these in your blowout kit for, your breakout kit, you're going to fire and drop them anyway. So who cares? For $8.09, you're getting a decent magazine. Thermold's been around a long time. When the magazine ban was in, these are the mags that they were selling to the cops. Thermold had for police use only, printed right into them, molded right into the magazine. Some of these may be like that. I don't know. The 20-rounders for sure, and we bought thousands of them when they were pennies a piece. I mean, literally, we bought thousands, okay, because they were pennies. Pennies for 20-round AR-15 mags. We got them everywhere. But Thermold AR-15 magazine, 5.56 NATO, $8.09 if you're a member. I told you before, you need to be a member. You need to get to be a member now, like last week, the week before, whatever, because you do save real quick on one order. All you have to do is make one order, and you're there. Now, the first one was the Thermold AR-15 mags. They are $8.09 a piece. The next one, all you Mini 14 operators, and I know there's a bunch of you out there, you're trying to find a reasonably priced Mini 14 mag. Well, guess what? $8.99, $9. Thermold Mini 14 mag, 30 round, same location, Sportsman's Guide. Now, this is on the front page for, it's an off-the-wall special sale they got going on. There's a bunch of other items there, and I'm going to mention one other thing that is not related to the mags, but is something people have been asking about, and it would be worth picking up probably. The people that have had these, they work, they're just nothing fancy. First, again, this is sportsmansguide.com, sportsmansguide.com, sportsmansguide.com. $8.09 a piece for the Thermold AR-15 mags. It's a sale they've got going on today. Thermold Mini 14 mags, same size mag, same basic silhouette, a little different reinforcing, and those are $8.99. So those are a good price. If you have a Mini 14 and you don't have enough mags, there you go. That's the direction you want to head. As far as, here we go, night vision. Okay, X-Vision Digital Zoom 2X Deluxe Night Vision. There's nothing deluxe about this. It's always deluxe. It's just a standard digital night vision piece of technology, but it's cheap. It's $134.99, okay, if you remember. That's $135. For $135, it has the fictional panoramic binocular screen towards your face. It is a monocollector. It is a single collector lens up front, as far as I can see. And the unit itself is, again, not too outrageous in size, about the size of a pair of binoculars. There's a nice little video there, sniper type vision. You probably heard that in the background. I don't know about sniper. It's a utility night vision piece of equipment you could grab. It's digital. It's cheap, $134.99. And for all of you who don't have night vision, if you're looking for other person, you have to give other personnel something, then this is something. and it works. They do work. I have one of these I got for free, as a matter of fact. Somebody actually just bought one, and then they were done playing with it, so they got rid of it. I have another one, which is a variation on the theme, and all that I can see, it looks like what they did is they changed the hull out originally to make it look more like it was a military PVS system, a mono collector. Same internals, though, and same controls in the exact same place. So this unit is over also at Sportsman's Guide. It is the X Vision Digital Zoom 2X Deluxe Night Vision Binoculars. $134.99. I'd say that's $135. The item number is WX2657756. This is cheap. This is not a deluxe anything. I would throw that word right out the window. But it is serviceable enough for what you're doing to quantify, to increase, there we go, the number of people that we have that have night vision technology in hand. So that is a big priority. There are some deals on M14, and also, by the way, on the Sportsman's Guide thing, there's a couple, I think, of FAL mag variants. I think one of them is a thermal. They're on the list there right now. So if you got a FAL, an FAL, then that is a solution. And last but not least, they have them in bigger sizes, not really super big, but big enough. British Military Surplus DPM Ballistic Flak Vest with plates, used, extra large. They have been medium, large, and extra large. I'm looking at the extra large. It's in stock right now, and that's $90. Now, is this a super duper, steel plate? No, this is regular old field grade body armor. British issue, does not have a good high collar on it, but it is still under $100, and it does have most of the other features that are kind of nice for at least upgrading your vehicle, using it as vehicle armor. Remember, we talked about this for the seats. And it will work to protect your own hind end in the process, too. You can also add plates, for instance, chicken plates in the pockets. I was looking at some prices on some chicken plates today for as little as $12. And the dimensions are the same as the pockets on there's two different size pockets on the front of this ballistic vest, this British one. They'd fit, which means I'd slide them in there and put them up front on top of whatever else is sitting there, and I don't care, and I'd add more to every pocket I had, just because I can do it. And the price is right. I can do it progressively. I can do it one piece at a time, the old Johnny Cash Cadillac car routine. And that is, again, at Sportsman's Guide, British Military Surplus DPM Ballistic Flak Vest with plates, used, $90. It's over at Sportsman's Guide. Okay, enough on that one. Out of there. Now, a couple other things here real quick. On hand cannons, the biggest problem is ammunition. There is ammo out there. You can't really do hardly any one-stop shopping, but there are still some decent package deals. High Point must be cranking stuff out so fast the wheels are falling off the plant. They can only produce so much. And the market certainly will absorb it without any problem. The problem is getting to where the product is when the time comes. So you have to go through and do a search, and then search as many different venues as you can for whatever it is that you're looking for right now. Keep that in mind. With regard to the escalation of the mask scam at the federal end, most everybody's ignoring it. I should say at the state end, but everybody's ignoring it. And in fact, they're getting kind of tired of the program, as they say, so everybody's just kind of chucking it out the window. Today in this little town where I am, I would say only about 10% at most decided to carry or even have one even like hanging from their ear. You know what I mean? They're not wearing it, they're hanging it from their ear. I would say 10% at most. And there were more people out and about than would normally be downtown, which I also thought was rather fascinating, almost like people were kind of making a little bit of a statement right now. Everybody knows it's a scam. We all understand what's going on there. The big thing is, what's next? Well, needless to say, the voter fraud is going to be horrific, and in fact, the election is irrelevant. It's basically, there's no way they can fix what they've broken. The Democrats have done that. If anything the Democrats declare is out the window. They intentionally have done everything they could to undermine the election. Ergo, the election is illegitimate. Now, we've already settled that. In fact, you got to make up your own mind on this. You're going to have to sit down and think about it, talk with other people, take a look at what it is that they're up to. Because of that, the election is no longer relevant. I think the ballot box, of course, has been gone for quite some time. At least they created the fiction with the last presidential election. They did not maintain any semblance of intelligent process to a year ago, a little under a year ago. It is going to be worse in the next few months. In fact, it's pretty well, that particular cycle is gone. That issue is out and down the road. Next is the cashless society issue. We're not going along with it. Are you? We're going to have to shoot their ass. If they decide to do the cashless society thing, we're finished. We're at war. You can't go any farther. You're not going to be able to. You can't go along with them. They're just going to entrench more and more. And by the way, they're telling you that everything you own belongs to the banks first. You need to shoot their ass for that. The banks are trying to tell you that they deserve everything you own first. Time to shoot their ass. The banks think that they own everything they own everything that you possess. Time to shoot their ass. We got a caller. Who do we have?
Text mix. Yeah, on the cashless society, I'm just kind of wondering. I'm around a lot of the illegals, and they all use cash. How is that going to work for them?
Well, see, that's just it. I think they're going to do. It's just like in a communist operation. Remember, the objective is to create the condition, but not to enforce it all the time. All communist states have black markets. All communist states are involved in illegitimate activities, nonstop, and in fact, usually both promote and sell the black markets. They operate them. So with the illegals, the government, basically elements of the government are already running the illegal operation from the get-go, and the Fed's really not doing anything to really prevent what's going on. We have virtually millions of illegals that have come across and run into the yeah, somebody's just showing me something else. They're going to continue to be using cash. They'll let them move digits. Number one, let's think about this. Wells Fargo, any of the old transmit companies that do digits, make a fortune off the illegal shipping stuff down to Mexico, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Guatemala, South America, take your pick, whatever country in South America. And I don't see that changing. In fact, they like that, so they're not going to change that condition. The cash element certainly makes up a big chunk of it because of lack of accountability, both for the slave trade, because that's really what most of the leftists use the illegals for, is, it's their private slave trade. And so they're going to allow cash in that sphere, but only as they choose to do so. And again, if you and I do cash, they will make it illegitimate, illegal. It's horrible crime. How dare you, how dare you, how dare you. It's the same garbage that happened in communist Russia all the time. So just a heads up. That's where it's going to happen one way or another. They're going to try it. It will be arbitrary and capricious because everything in a police state is always arbitrary and capricious. It is not consistent. Look at the police state operations you have right now. Everybody is lamenting about, the inconsistencies. There's not going to be any consistency when they have a national police force. The only consistency will be in that they can pretty well get away with whatever the hell they want, and they'll be able to move the person around the planet, around the country. You've got Alaska, Hawaii. Somebody becomes a rabid, frothing, crazy town person, and they actually catch on to it. They'll be able to just slide them sideways across the country and make them disappear, out of sight, out of mind. And then nobody will be allowed to talk about it. Nobody will be able to file paperwork unless it's the illegal alien scam or if it's the Black Lives Matter scam. And even there, they're not going to let they're not going to piss on the police state that much farther once they start getting what they want. Once the government gets the demand for a bigger police state, and they receive the wink and the nod from their lodge buddies and the yarmulke wearers, all of a sudden, they won't be putting up with any more of this nonsense about chasing the cops around. Now, you and me, they can kill us all day. They can kill us all day, no problem. They can mutilate, step on us, beat on us. They can do no wrong. Black Lives Matter can do no wrong. Killing white people will be totally acceptable to them, and that's exactly how they'll do it. Matter of fact, thank you. Somebody else is bringing that up. One of the things tied into this that is inevitable is that they have to come out of the box. They can't sit on their hands. The police state. Everybody's, doing this black and white flag with a blue line. Well, you better start making that disappear. Because it really, really, really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because every one of these characters, they followed every stinking commie law, every stinking commie edict. Right now we got the same problem. Some of the sheriffs are finally doing with the COVID/Corona beer virus scam that they were doing with the gun grab. And if you'll notice, it's pretty much down the same lines again. What did I say a year ago? No matter what this is, it'll keep popping up, and everything will keep breaking down by the baseline of, do you support the Bill of Rights or don't you support the Bill of Rights? Do you want our form of government in our country in place, or are you going to let the communists take over? Well, we're going to kill the communists off. That's just finished. That's not even a guess. The only thing is the organic sandbag models, they're not as critical as getting the character behind the curtain. And every one of them, they're going to try. The ones who are playing both sides against the middle right now, they're our primary target when things kick off. And everybody needs to be thinking the same way. Okay? So just that simple. Anything else? Jump in there, please. Interesting. Thank you. Appreciate that. One of the other things that we need to be ready for, again, is the food issue. Now, right now, most of the operations are scouring South America for food and putting it into the market that way. The American food base has been pretty hammered, for 5 going on 6 months. You are going to still see this reflected in a number of other issues progressively over the next 4 months, actually through the whole of the winter. So how this rolls, whether or not they decide to starve you out, they've already said they want to kill you. Whether or not they're going to plug in the starvation program, if they do, this winter would be the winter to do it. Your digits are only going to go so far. This is something I keep emphasizing, because everybody does say the same thing. Why is it I was recommending cheaper, like bolt-action rifles or the SKS? Well, number one, most of you, if you bought a $700 or $800 AR-15 right now, it's probably all the money you got, right? Or a good chunk of it. If you buy the SKS, you can still buy a good chunk of ammunition. You've got a serviceable system. You can find all the other parts and pieces reasonably priced, and you'll still have some money available beyond what you would have spent just buying the rifle without mags, without ammo, without, anything. Instead, you got the whole package, and you still have some money left over that you can actually employ, with something, to deal with something else, the gas masks, more food, whatever you're going to do. These digits are going to run out. And if they go to the cashless society BS and try to stroke you, how about in the fall? Are you all ready for that? How about they stroke you all with the cashless society thing in the fall campaign into the winter? You're a non-entity. I would be a non-entity. I do not have a credit card. That's internal exile inside America with a K for me. See how that works? So right off the bat, many, many, many Americans, the idea is to try and drive you into cold day in hell, I'll shoot your ass. I'm done with this. Like I said, I already know where the lines are being, the lines are fixed now and are pretty well set. It is now only a matter of kickoff time. But I'm done with the coffee filter wearers. I'm done with the idiot stick, like I said, neurotic hypochondriacs with paranoid tendencies. Absolutely been finished with the communists. Can't put up with them. They're going to have to be dead. Now, I mean dead. You cannot have them around you. You can't have them poisoning your food later. You can't have them frothing at the mouth and coming up and monkey poking you with a rock or a chair or whatever, or a skateboard. You can't have that. They're going to have to be gone. They've demonstrated why you're going to have to act as you will on the battlefield fighting these people. They've shown you why you must act. Now, you might be in denial for a little bit longer, and in fact, some of your epiphanies will be as they're putting you in the ditch, and I'm not going to be there, neither is anybody else, because if you do the Heidi Squirrel routine and you're going to roll sideways this and hide that and whatever, it's like, well, then when the time comes, I won't have a clue where the hell you are, or what you've been doing, or what you're up to. And if you're so far out in the middle of BFE and playing hidey hole until they roll up on you, you're still hours, if not days, away from any of us. I want you to think about that. Since everybody got into one attitude or another, because I've seen all this before, some of it quite recently. And we need to be better prepared than that. Another thing here, since, again, it's Weapons Wednesday, a lot of people have been asking, crossbows were actually quite reasonably priced, but the available inventory, there's nothing coming into the country as far as like the less expensive stuff. The mid-grade is gone, and the upper grade is what's left. Now, if you are looking for whatever might be left, places like Cabela's do have quite a selection of crossbows of the more recent design. The traditional T-bar type or T configuration crossbow, though, is probably the easiest for everybody to understand and maintain. And once again, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Not overly sophisticated, doesn't have all the, I love compound everything, but I understand also that when something goes south on it, it's pretty well finished. Most people don't have the tools and the resources to fix it. They may have spare parts. They probably don't. They may, but they probably don't. So once it's down, it's down. Regular bows, recurves and or compound bows, hell yes, put all of them together that you can. Every weapon that you have, you want to at least have, like for instance, let's say you have, like myself, I have, like above me, over my head, next floor up, I've got 7 recurve bows. 2 of them are 75-pounders. The rest are 48, 45. I've got spare strings for each one. I have shaft buckets of about 40 or 50. Each of the buckets, the cans, I've been collecting arrows from all the yard sales. It's about 50, 60 arrows in each one of the cans, and they can be set next to a location, or they can be put into a quiver, and they can be carried.
All right.
But the same is true with crossbow bolts. I've got hundreds of pink crossbow bolts. Why do I have pink? One of the wholesalers had hundreds, about 1,000 pink crossbow bolts. Nobody wanted to buy them. You know the difference between the pink and the blue and the green and the camo? Absolutely nothing. So someone's going to get shot with a pink crossbow bolt, and I have about 100 for each crossbow. And they didn't...
the horror.
Repeat?
I said, oh, the horror.
Yeah, if it stays with them, it might just pass right through. Crossbows are kind of mean for that, just like any decent any decent broadhead you got typically doesn't stick unless it hits a bone. Otherwise, it might just slide right on through the whole torso, or leg, or whatever.
You remember the takedown recurve bows, Mark?
Repeat?
You remember the takedown recurve bows? I've always wanted one of those.
I'm sorry, I'm missing the first word. I heard recurve. Okay, what?
Do you remember the takedown recurve bows? I always wanted one of those.
Oh, well, that's a good question. Whether or not they even are available now.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in years.
Well, if you are, what's going to be what it is? They'll be, you're going to find them in resale. You're not going to find them typically. Although there's some people who have piles of new inventory that they're sitting on. I can't say that. There's stuff in weird corners all over the country, especially in archery. Archery, I run into stuff all the time. That's why, like I said, I had this one wholesaler, whole pile of pink crossbow bolts. I bought every last one of them he had. I cleaned him out. But it was a wholesaler, too. But they do have stuff like that laying around still, brand new in the box. So you never know. You might still run into them. The one thing about most all the recurves is, again, I found them, it's, estate sales or at the end of estate sales. Most of them that I've got above me right now were free. They were the end of the estate sale. Got all the CB radios for free, got all the archery stuff for free, I still paid him $10. It's like, come on, I gotta give you something for it. And but I still got a pile of other stuff for free: holsters, camouflage gear, all kinds of stuff. But the big thing here again is any weapon you have, you want ammunition and you want it operational. I don't care what it is. You want it up and online right now. If you got a wrist rocket and it needs a couple of rubber bands, go get some. I'm serious. A wrist rocket is a hellacious monster. It will put a hole right through your hind end in a heartbeat if you know what you're doing. And there are different
suggestion on the bands. Seal them in an airtight Ziploc. They're made of rubber, and rubber deteriorates in an oxygen environment. Seal them away from oxygen.
Right, lock them away, keep them in the dark. That's your best bet. But again, everything passes away. In fact, somebody's saying we need to form militias and separate economies. Yes, you're absolutely right. We need to be setting up our own. Your best bet is to pick a small town, guys, and make it yours. Make it allied. That's the way to do it. So everybody else is, we need to maybe form militias. Yes, you do. Anybody and everybody listening right now, you need to form militias. Organize, arm, equip, and train as militia. Every weapon you've got, remember, you may not use it for bipeds. The wrist rocket is a game getter. The crossbow is a phenomenal game getter. The recurve or the compound bow is a game getter. But on the other hand, if I have to turn it on to bipeds, works just fine on bipeds, just like it does on quadrupeds. So either way, we'll make it happen. And again, it may be what you're going to be using. I mentioned before for unique surprise indirect fire. Dropping a heavy shaft into the middle of a pile of somebody standing down the road a ways, kind of entertaining because it really creates confusion when initially they don't have a clue what happened. There's no sound. You might hear as the arrow comes in. Most of the time people don't because they're not paying attention or they don't think about what the sound is. And all of a sudden somebody's got a shaft stuck in their shoulder or in their butt or in the side of their back or wherever. It doesn't make any difference. Any hit's a good hit. But psychologically, you may only do that once. You don't have to keep redoing it. If you only do it once, it's now in the brain pan that could happen again. And there wasn't any warning. There was no follow-up shot. There is no interest in doing it a second time from the same location. And in fact, the person who fired, even as he let the bolt go, you're already running and moving through cover and concealment and on to another position or completely leaving the area. Always remember that. If you're going to use harassing weapons, you don't stand there to see what happened. You don't need to know. If you did, no matter what, it did its job. Even if that shaft goes through to the other side of the battlefield and drops near but is observable, trust me, psychologically, that forces people to think. And not in a very positive way either. Just something to think about. Let's see. We're at the top. Oh, my God. No, we are at the top. This didn't take long. This hour went fast. And again, for everybody out there, the SKS, it is a fine rifle. You give me one, I'll use it. If somebody wants to poo-poo it, I understand. That's okay. And whatever you got, you got. Whatever we got, we got. We'll show up. Let's see who makes them work best. Most important is master the trade, master the weapon. God bless our republic.
Death to the New World Order.
We shall prevail, ladies and gentlemen. The Empire's on the run.
And we are on the march, both day and night. Kill them all.
Beat them to slats, beat them down, don't let them get back up. Finish them off. Strip them of all their gear. Find their friends. Do it again. God bless everybody. Ed taking over. More LTR coming up. It is Wednesday. Bye-bye.
There's a shark and a pool and a witch in the tree. What should